What up, what up, what up, what up? Social media world, Facebook world, back at it again. Another episode of horror movies from black directors. Something that you rarely hear about. Something that black directors don't tap into that much. But it is a nice handful of black directors that's into making horror movies. And we're going to get right into the next movie I like to talk about. And you know what's coming up next. It's definitely horror in the sense of the things that's going on, the creepy in this movie, and a lot of messages that's in it. We're going to talk about the movie Get Out. Get Out, let's start with the director, Jordan Peele, who did his thing in this movie. You know, shout out to you, Jordan Peele. You did your damn thing with your first movie, man. Want to give you a backstory, like I always do on all the directors. Jordan Peele, he was on a sketch comedy show called Mad TV. Was on for a nice amount of seasons. A lot of people started on Mad TV. Aries Spears, one of my favorite comedians of the new millennium, he started on this show as well. And Key and Jordan Peele, they was actors doing a sketch comedy. When Mad TV was over, they branched off and they formed their own sketch comedy. And I wasn't a fan of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a lot of people who liked it and thought it was funny. I personally didn't like it. It wasn't my flavor. Apparently, a lot of white people like that joint. I always thought Key was the funniest one, the light skinned boy. I always thought he was the funniest out of the two. No offense to you, Jordan Peele, you know, but I always thought that your partner was the funniest one. But he went into directing, Jordan Peele, and he did his thing with the movie I'm about to get into right now and give you a nice brief, not to tell a whole story, but why I put this on my list. Now, Get Out was started in 2017. The movie came out in 2017. And it started my dude, Daniel Kaluuya, real good actor, man. He was in most of Jordan Peele movies so far. He was in Nope and, you know, and a couple other movies. You know, directors, they like using same actors. They got that nice chemistry with them. And he did his thing in all the Jordan Peele things, but he definitely did his thing in this one. It starts out with basically, man, he with his white girlfriend, and they driving. And they, you know, about to meet her parents, and you know, they get pulled over from the cops on some racial shit, you know, and everything like that. And he go and visit her parents, and it's just weird shit start to happen. Like they say some indirect undertone shit, you know. He noticed that the housekeeper there, black chick, she peeking out the window on some weird shit as well. And the gardener, the groundskeeper, he running and shit for no apparent reason, just spaced out. And the housekeeper, they look just lost and spaced out. And he's just looking around, wondering what the fuck is going on. You know, the housekeeper, she peeking from the window and shit, looking at him with the fucking scar on the side of her, you know, her head and shit like that. And the dad saying little shit. The mom, she got this little thing she does with the teacup, you will find out why she does that, making this little clicking noise with the tea and everything like that. And then don't keep in mind too, the dude was a photographer. He had a good eye. Now remember that, for the people who didn't see the movie, or for people who did see it, just to catch up, you know, with your memory if you forgot the little parts that was really, really, really important. And the way Jordan Peele pieced this thing together, phenomenal. He put it together like a puzzle. You gotta pick up on all the clues that he sets up for the finale. And the brother pops up on the scene. The brother pops in at the dinner table. He's saying some some crazy racial shit, and he on some spooky shit as well. Every day just seems dark and dreary, you know what I mean? And the black boy, he just noticing and looking around, and he just slowly not feeling right. And then keep in mind, his phone needs to get charged, and he can't find a charger, and to charge his phone, and that's for a reason. Now, you fast forward, he's at this gathering that the parents are having at the house, people coming over, guests coming over, some type of event. Then you see my dude, the boy, been in a lot of Jordan Peele movies as well, and him and Daniel, they play a lot together in movies. Lakeith Stanfield, seen him in a lot of movies recently. He was in Judas the Black Messiah, together with Daniel. That was a phenomenal movie about the Black Panthers. You know, one of the people that branched off and formed his own set of the Black Panthers, based on a story about Fred Hampton, you know, that was murdered in the house and everything during the Black Panther movement. And Lakeith was one of the betrayers, FBI informant, and you got to see that joint. But getting right back to Get Out, he's there with this old head, this white old head lady, and you could tell he's like a boy toy, you know, younger than her, you know, and you thinking in your mind, like, why the fuck is he with this old head white chick? And he has this look on his face, and he just spaced out, like, with a little tear coming out. He looks at the ball and says, "Get out," real low. And he looking at him like, what the fuck is going on? And that was, you know, the beginning stage of what's he about to find out. And all the time, his best friend, the comedian Lil Rel, in his joint, and gives it that comic feel. And he straight up blackball, like straight up to the core, like, yo, why you out there in the middle of nowhere hanging out with these white folks? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it don't feel right. You know, something going on creepy. And he's like a fucking security guard, but he acts like he a detective. You know what I mean? Would make it so goddamn funny, you know. And he started to find out little shit. And his girlfriend, this chick, man, he find pictures and goes in her room and find a box of pictures of previous boyfriends that happened all to be black. And then he slowly started putting the pieces together, like, you know, these guys, you know, as the pictures is scratched out, all this crazy shit. And she's on a fucking computer, and she's recruiting new black dudes for the future. She's looking at her prospects and athletes and everything. Anybody that has a certain talent that's needed for the family. You know what I mean? If get my drift, I'm about to get into it real quick when I'm talking about. And while she's doing that, recruiting, you know, her future boyfriends or future boyfriend, she's fucking eating a bowl of fucking Cheerio, folks. Eating it out of the bowl, drinking the fucking milk out the glass. And when he unveils what's going on and found out what's going on, you know what I mean? Now everything is coming into view. And keep in mind, you find out later that the mom is a hypnotist. So in the beginning, when she does that clicking shit with the tea and shit, she actually set them up for the trance you want to put them in. So he finds out what's going on, everything like that. Found out he was set up at this event and that she's using them. And then this event that's going on is an auction, a modern day auction block. You know, so he's outside. He meet this dude that he talking to, and the dude. And those who know the movie Office Space, the comedy Office Space movie, the boy that kept asking about the stapler, Stephen Root, he's the one that's in the movie Get Out, and he's the one that's talking to him about, you know, him being a photographer and him having that good eyesight. If you've seen his face, you'll definitely know that's the boy. He also was in the movie Dodgeball. You know, he always had that quirky, you know, presence when he come on the scene. Always like he got anxiety all the time. You know, he's good at playing them type of characters. He's real interested in his career and, you know, in his eyesight. You know what I mean? I told you before he had a good eye. So he's really interested in that. And then you find out later that his picture pops up on the lawn. And the people there at this fucking place is coming to bid on him. You know what I'm saying? And the dude with the fucking the glasses that he's talking to when he wins the bid. You know what I mean? And everything started to unfold. The mom hypnotizer put him in his trance. He wakes up in his room and he's strapped down because the brother had did it, but you find out later he did it, and he's in his trance. And the video comes up on a TV screen, this small little room. The boy with the glasses pop up and tell him why he's getting used and why black people get used for their different body parts, and how the family been doing this for years, and how he's gonna get taken and killed or whatever, and get his eyes took it out for him to take for himself. So they're gonna do like this transfer of the operation for him to get the black boy eyes. And then also, folks, you start to find out that the housekeeper that was there and the groundskeeper, they all used to be the fucking grandparents. You know what I mean? Their brains got a lobotomy done. That's why the scars was there. Their brains got transferred to black people. You know, the black bodies they was using as a host. You find that out. And then the crazy fucking brother who was doing the operations, get him on the table. The mom comes in, put him in a trance. He's in that dark place now, and he's trying to escape mentally or whatever, fighting to get out, mentally and spiritually. And he fight, to the core to get out. And he fights his way through as he finds all this stuff out. And it was just well put together when you found all this fucking shit out, man. And I don't want to spoil it because I told you most of the movie already, but the ending, folks. The way it ended was, right on the nail. Like if you was there watching that movie, I remember I watched it, everybody was clapping and shit. Now there's 2 alternate endings, 2 of them. So you have to see, if you didn't see the alternate ending, if you already seen the main ending, go on YouTube and watch the alternate ending, because that one is the one that the way the movie really started. So when they put it out, the audience didn't like it. Jordan Peele changed it to the one that we see in the movies, but the alternate one is like real close to reality. The really would have happened in real life. So this one, man, still was good for the crowd and much needed for the day's time. But the message I got for this movie, man, if you out with your white friends, and they seem cool, but they friends start saying some weird racist shit, and you don't feel the vibes, get out. You had a fucking, way out in Bubblefuck somewhere in one of them sundown cities, and you just feel a certain vibe that you shouldn't be there, get out. And that's what I think this movie hints at. And also about how we've been used as, black people, for a long time for our everything that you can name, our melanin and our skin, everything, man. Especially now, people want to imitate us. Especially, the lips, and you want to have our whatever, but they don't want to live the lifestyle or the poverty that the poverty that we went through, the hardships that we went through. They don't want to wear that, skin, but they want to have everything, want to go and get tans and, try to get their skin darker. You know how that goes, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get all into that, but that movie is an undertone of that main meaning, of, what's going on in society under our noses. So get out, man. Definitely a horror joint that needs to be looked at, and definitely need to be watched on my list of, horror movies from black directors.